Guys, I have watched Obsession for the second time yesterday. While I have lots of things to share about it, I would like to say that especially Bear, or Baron as I will call him, because it's his real name, if you think that he is a victim, or if you defend him because you think that he didn't do anything wrong, I think you are not a good person. Or I think that you don't understand the story, especially from Baron's perspective, because in the beginning of the story, he neglects his cat to the point where his cat eats pills and dies from it. And the thing is, at the beginning of the story, I am not an American, so I don't really recognize those pills. I didn't realize that those pills were specifically not openable by children. They have like those kind of caps. And I kind of thought that in the beginning of the story anyway, those were Baron's depression pills, because I remember seeing those kind of pill bottles, anxiety or depression pills, but it turns out that those are Baron's grandmother's. I like to say that I personally wouldn't just put or like keep old bottles of pills around the house, especially if they are of a person who has died. And I definitely wouldn't keep them behind the mirror as like usual daily pills, because nobody uses them. Even if you don't throw them out, you just like put them somewhere, you know? And like Baron doesn't even throw out the dead cat, doesn't bury it, doesn't throw it out, doesn't do anything about it, just stays with him to the point where Nikki is able to get it and, you know, do stuff with it when she gets weird. Other than that, Baron doesn't really know anything about Nikki, and I personally wouldn't really know that I love someone without actually knowing them. Baron has to talk about Nikki and like her father dying, and other characters just go like, her father that she doesn't get along with? Baron doesn't really question it further that much, especially with Nikki, until they are at the table and stuff like that. And even after that, even after he himself realizes that Nikki isn't normal, the thing is, Baron knows that the wish came true to a point even before things get crazier. And Baron still keeps doing stuff with Nikki. I'm not going to say that out loud, but like, do you know how fucked up in the head you must be in order to do that? That's taking advantage of a situation. Even when Baron thinks that Nikki is under the drug influence, he doesn't recognize that he did anything wrong. That's fucked up, dude. Furthermore, when Nikki starts doing like weird stuff, Baron doesn't really question much of it, because Baron is able to take advantage of the situation, advantage of Nikki. And even after the scene with Nikki, with her acting weird at the restaurant, and even after that scene when Baron realizes that Nikki is not fully in control of herself, the next scene is them doing stuff, and that scene is so hard to watch, especially because you see Nikki's face and Nikki isn't even happy about it. There is the noise that she makes, and there is her face, and Baron isn't looking at her. That's how fucked up everything is. Lastly, I would like to say that Baron doesn't take any kind of accountability even at the end, to the point where when Nikki kills Sarah, he goes and helps Nikki, obviously. I mean, the thing is, Nikki cannot hurt Baron, and Baron knows this. Nikki tells him that. So even if he himself said that this is getting out of hand, refused to help Nikki, he could have done that, but he didn't. Why? Because he was so scared of being punished because, you know, someone died beside him, and he was probably afraid that it was going to be on him as well. And he helps Nikki, you know, get rid of the evidence. And after that, when he goes to Ian to talk about like, oh yeah, you have to wish, and that's another point, like what he wants Ian to wish is for him to never have made a wish. And people have talked about it being like selfish, because it is not even like he doesn't even want Ian to wish like things to go back to normal. He wants that Ian would wish that he himself, Baron, didn't make a wish, because Baron wants to make another wish that would better align with what he now knows and wants for Nikki to be. But aside from that, even when he goes to Ian, he doesn't talk about Sarah, because he knows that if he talks about Sarah's death, Ian is going to probably just report him to the police because things are getting out of hand and Baron doesn't want to face any consequences. And in the end, even when Baron finally mends up, I guess, and decides to kill himself, he cannot kill himself with the gun, which kind of would be, I guess, hurt. I don't know, he just cannot do that. He instead takes the pills, which Chekhov's gun, and eats them. And after like few seconds, he just tries to throw them up, which is like the dumbest thing for you yourself to do, especially since you know that you fucked up another life. Even after everything, you are not taking accountability. And even after that, I'd say that he should have killed Nikki and then himself, or like he should have killed Nikki and not himself, so he could take accountability for everything that has been happening. But no, he tries to throw up, but he cannot because Nikki, the evil Nikki, let's say, which probably at least wished that he would love her, and suddenly he gets up and goes to Nikki and, you know, makes out with her until the drugs kick in and he dies. He is in general such a horrible person. There's tons of things that he does throughout the film that just gives me the ick, I guess you can say. He is such a horrible person. But anyway, these are the things that I wanted to say in this video. If you have anything else that you want to share, that you want to hate on Bayer for, comment on this video. I would like to hear everything that everybody is saying about this film, because as a literature student, I love to just hear about everything that people are thinking about, because in my opinion, especially about art, there is nothing that you can say that is wrong about a thing as long as you know, build that up